One West World. First everybody. Bitch, this is more than what they ever played us. Living by, put me in a gas. Born in 91, pumping 93. Winter, Chevy pill, like a nectar. But I keep it. It's more than what they ever played us. Living by, put me in a gas. Born in 91, pumping 93. Winter, Chevy pill, like a nectar. But I keep it clean. Man, I'm too for real. Comfortable with myself with they fraud. Man, I'm too legit. Off the thermostat, can't hold me back. Trying to check my check. Had my weight, run my plate, really busy. Really in this field. Checking it, check me out when in doubt. I'm gonna make my bread. Never lose niggas. Food is a feast. Just know we all gon' eat. Niggas slick on my shit, pop my shit. My bro said this shit greasy. She don't like the message. I kick wisdom. I'm just rude as pieces. Tell my side, but not too much. They feel me. I know talk is cheap. I'm controlling it from a distance. This how it's supposed to be. Give her what she never had. Now she can't get over me. I understand they don't want a man, they just want company. Shorty know I'm all about my gravy, trying to smother me. Get from under me. I ain't had no silver spoon. This shit come from underneath. I play for keeps. I don't see nobody. This shit tunnel V. I play for keeps. I don't see nobody. This shit tunnel V. This is more than what they ever played us. Living by, put me in a gas. Born in 91, pumping 93. Winter, Chevy pill, like a nectar. But I keep it. It's more than what they ever played us. Living by, put me in a gas. Born in 91, pumping 93. Winter, Chevy pill, like a nectar. But I keep it clean, though. Yo, Lot. These niggas stuck, man. Yeah.
Lot. I've been eating pot belly, greasy face, Glock heavy. She just safe talking shit, do not tell me. I don't wanna see the hate, all that shit do not help me. I'm just trying to plead my case to the most high. Pray I see the gates. I was about to Cancun, but we just got the house instead. Covered all of their payment and them she got the bobblehead. Looking at me like dinner, she said she about to gobble lead. Point the beam like a pencil and then you gotta swallow lead. Point the beam like a pencil and then you gotta swallow it. Pack my bag with essentials, I can't forget the hollow tip. Niggas losing they mental and Satan come demolish it. Niggas all on they mental and get the whining like a bitch. Just like iron, they rust. Niggas trying, they luck. Keep it real, everybody out here lying. Save us, steady raising dead. They was out here lying and dust. Niggas on my head, so the brotherhood is a must. Any hood, I be riding with my brothers that I trust. Know I'm good, cause they slime with their fingers on the clutch. Money piling like I'm trying to make it stack in the rush. One West to the death, and that ain't even enough, cause I'm coming back. I ain't never done with dad, gonna hit and spread your lies. I'ma let you run with dad, wanting me to spread the thighs. I ain't having fun with dad, nigga, hell no. Then she wanna chop it up like a lumberjack. Got some exes popping up, trying to run it back. Want me come and hit the hole like a running back. If the Lord take a soul, ain't no coming back. On my soul couldn't fold like 100 racks. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One West to the death, no lie, little nigga. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One West to the death, no lie, little nigga. The full Nicky on my waistline like a big nigga. No limit, I'm a tank, close game, hit different. We focus on who around, not concerned with who's missing. My boots digging, never been a house shoe. She don't like it, but she love me. I can tell when she want me. Tell, then I sit the body bag like a one cell. I'm dropping every day, live my feel clumsy. Through the pain, but we'll find shit. Fuck, I know enough that I don't know shit. It's one thing I know this. Never bite the end that feed you. Never learn the whole shit. We don't want half of the world, man. We coming for this whole shit. In the world, I was known to pack back like a road I'm trip. In the den with the lions. I be living in some real gain everything. But you gon' lose your soul. That's a real fight. Led by a coward. I don't know what that feel like. Black on black toes to my head. I can't kill Christ. I'm down for my niggas. niggas, I up for my niggas, I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas, I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas, one west to the death, no lie, little nigga. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas, I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas, I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas, one west to the death, no lie, little nigga.
Fuck what them bitches gotta say. I'm a woman West nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't give a love fuck what them niggas gotta say. I'm a woman West nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't care about what they say. Hey. Fuck with my Akima, fuck with my sisters, then I got a problem, I'm never gonna miss you. I got 100 hanging out the AR, I got a 50 hanging out the pistol. He say it's corner, I'm just being realistic. I be on them corner posted with the realest. If it's the Sabbath, then we going fishing. I'm reeling them in, that's a God-given mission. I'm really on 10, but I'm stamped in the pistol. I get the order, be glad of this mission. Hebrew Academy graduate, nigga. Training, go through the baddest conditions. I'm fuck with none but the baddest of bitches. She righteous, submissive, she glad to be with me. Had that thing Putin like Batman, niggas. She know I'm a prophet, she gotta be listening. Disrespect, I ain't having that shit. Tell her go make some business from scratch. She bitchin' the different breed of black men. We don't do the back thing. I remember back when I was really trapping, trying to get the racks in, selling dope to black men. But now I'm trying to make it straight. Like, don't forget about my face. We standing up straight, can't fold us. Too heavy, the world won't hold us. Go get you some rank, I told. Line up in these ranks, we soldier. You can take that to the bank, we focus on. How many times must we remind you? One body, one way, some rank. I will never take up this a place. When the law with you ain't no up next. It's just us, nigga, that's that on that. All that weak shit, that ain't no threat. Say you won't beat, bitch, with that ain't no sweat. We with all that. The Lord called a nigga out the world. I responded and called back. Oh, Lord. And everything that they stole from us, fuck that shit. We want all that. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the command and general, your honor, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. We unaffiliated with them. I cannot fuck around with fake niggas. We taking ground when we in your city. You better have the women, have the liquor. Keep that bitch on me, please don't but the same. Don't be a fool and be another victim. Say you a goon, you just another Christian. How you my brother, you ain't in the wicked. In the gutter, deep down in the trenches. We with them niggas locked up in the prison. Fucking Hispanic, Native American, Indian. We ain't just talking shit, but we living in it. We be everywhere, you can't miss it. And we be fresh as hell, take a picture. And we special now with the scriptures. Play, we gon' script them, yeah, we some killers. These niggas tripping, they mind blown. Swear business, forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't need it pause when niggas say that they be looking for niggas to slide on. On the slide that I know about this when I send with the gun for the slide for real. I get the order, you know that it's long. See me and my niggas gon' die for real. The bigger the better for kingdom of heaven. You niggas get wet up by me cause I'm fed up. I rep UPK. My niggas won't let up. Got choppers, got nines, AKs, Berettas. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like bitch or whatever. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the command and general, your honor, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. See, they always ask us like, why y'all fuck with such and such? Why y'all won't come together with such and such? I be like, we unaffiliated with them. Understand me? Like, niggas be out here on some weirdo shit. And to be honest, that's why we unaffiliated with them. Hey.
All right, Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. This is the Monday night history class. So, This is the history class, and the question I titled it was "The Police After Slavery." And I know I'm a little bit late on this topic, but I had to respond to other matters, and I wanted to make sure at least dedicate a class to this about police brutality, policing, and issues as it pertains to the Trey Nichols case, and for the other brother as well. Trey, was it Henderson? What's the brother name? Yeah. No, not Tyree. The one, the father. Um, Ty.
Right.
Ryan.
Rodney Hilton.
Rodney Hilton. Yeah, constantly like Rodney Hilton and his son. So I'm gonna bring out a scripture about the son. And as usual, if y'all got any questions, type it in the chat. I respond to all your comments. If you got any input, he'll respond in the chat. Saying how you feel about police brutality, or how y'all feel about Black men being police officers, and will that actually benefit our people? Will it actually help us to get out away from this oppression? Any input, any comments you got, just please put it in. We definitely can discuss it, and we can also talk about it. Of course, I got the scriptures, and we'll go from there. But my first question I want to ask y'all is, who is familiar with police officers? Like, what's your general idea of police officers, if you have one? Go ahead.
It's like me personally, well, somebody in the world would.
You do both.
All right, somebody in the world would think. I mean, they just supposed to be law enforcement. That's who you call you either a snitch, or if you're a civilian, that's who come and police your neighborhood. But a lot of people in the world think if you call the police, you know what I'm saying, depending on the type of lifestyle you live. I know brothers for certain. Depending on the type of lifestyle you live, you call the police, you're like a snitch.
Man, it's crazy. Temperature check, right? Watch this. Check this out. Don't judge, y'all. Don't judge. Domestic violence, right? Domestic speaking, couples bickering. Usually it's the woman that called the police on the brother, right? He hit me, he jerked me up. She might not the ones that's truthful. I'm excluding the ones that's actually telling the truth. But for the ones that's lying, that's mad. He hit me, he scratched me up, he done did X, Y, Z, and then whatever, police come, they lock him up, right? Here's the kicker to that. Within like the last few years, I'm gonna pick on someone in particular, the baby. The rapper, the baby. When he had the baby mama, brothers are now getting smart enough to say, you know what? We could use the law to our advantage. Instead of me allowing this broad to lie on me, how about I just call them first? How about I just, this broad done slapped me. She about to, knowing her, she gonna hit me some more. She probably gonna take out my clothes, put bleach on them, key up my cars. Let me call them first. I'm gonna call them first. Like, hey, me and this woman, my old lady, we arguing. She want me gone. This is my place, or this our place together. I don't want to go to jail. Brothers now are smart enough to say, you know what? I'm not gonna let y'all just throw my life away for this silly ass broad. So now you're seeing a lot more men call the law first. And you know what happens when they get back together? That woman will now say that, oh, you gonna call the law, you a snitch. Police ass nigga. Police. You want to know the kicker though? Let that car get broken into. Who you call? Police. Let something really happen to you. Guess what they gonna call? Police. But I just figured I said it because it's happened to me at one time. From a drag that I was with at the time, I went to Passover for other rib, and my one rib had pissed me off, and I told her she couldn't go to the Passover. Granted, she did something that was worth it for me to not allow her to go, but I'm just getting an abbreviated version. So I told her she couldn't come to Passover. I was going to bring both my ribs there, but I only took one. And then she started watching another sister video. This one I got my cover, graduate from Hebrew Academy. And granted, she heard someone else talk about what rock you at. Probably with their girl. I'm switching on somebody because he got me jammed up. But anyway, she knew about it, but it's kind of like, like a woman know you got another woman, but it don't hit home until like she actually see it. So it's kind of like, oh, that nigga really is with another woman. Oh man, while I'm gone, she done sold all my clothes, sold my system. I used to be on PS5 with a shocking them or whatever. sold my system, sold my clothes, took that money to like, I think she may pay some on the rent, changed the locks. So when I come back from Passover, I can't get in. So what I do? Bust the damn window to get inside. Bust the window. She instantly started arguing with me. I said, you know what? I ain't about to put my hands on you. Let me call the law. I called them. I said, hey man, you know what I'm saying? My old lady, I live here. She'll change the locks. Could y'all please explain the law to her to make her let me in? So of course they told, like, you know, by law, you can't kick him out. You have to give him a set of keys, X, Y, and Z. But the point is that after I did that, so I would not go to jail first. Meaning like the broad is hitting on me or trying to. So if I was to hit her back, she'd call on and say, hey, well, he put his hands on me. And that's when the next thing you know, a priest went to jail for beating up his woman. That's gonna be the news. So my point I'm saying is like sometimes dealing with that type of situations, people will call the law. I just did it so they can make her give me the keys.
Oh, wow.
You know, I was like, hey, man, tell this boy give me the damn keys, but so I don't bend back her wrist and show her all these things I've been taught Hebrew Academy. She won't want that. But the point is that, you know, I speak to her from time to time. The extra she'll hit me up, be like, what up, police? And I be like, what up? I say something to her back to her, you know, to piss off. But, you know, my point is that they will say something that's a negative connotation to you to try to like belittle you or to make you angry, not knowing that that was the most way I could show her mercy. Because I could have did 10 times worse. I could have did 10 times worse to the point where, like, she couldn't even dial the police if she tried. She had to do some okay Siri, call 911 or some nonsense like that. So, and I'm speaking on the bagels because now men are now saying, you know what? I'm not about to lose my career. I'm not about to go to jail. I'm not about to allow you to throw me inside the can for your own anger, your own foolishness. Now, if you just a flat out snitch in the world, snitch, like that's you just a snitch. Like if you see someone who's trapping, you be like, hey, I'm about to drop a dime on these niggas right here. Like I'm about to drop a dime. Like if you just tattling, then that's just something else. I see why they would have like such a resentful connotation, but I would not be surprised if some grandmother or some woman or some brother got so fed up with people who's trapped and decided to tell on everyone who sold dope. I think that's a fate they deserve, but I wouldn't do it. Like I've seen somebody I didn't call the law on them. I was like, man, it's just how it is. Maybe a brother should put that vibe, that energy into something else. If a brother can sell dope, brother can sell pies. And I ain't talking about those type of pies. I'm talking about like real pies. He can sell real cakes. You know what I'm saying? He's an entrepreneur. He should put that spirit into something else. But my point is that there's ways that the police was created, and the way they're used today is not how it's going to benefit our people. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna add one more thing about them.
Go ahead.
White people also they try to provoke you to hit them or act crazy to the point to where once you snap, they try to purposely make you snap. And once you snap, that's when they get you put in jail. They purposely do this type of stuff. Like
Oh yeah.
they either gonna punk you or put you in jail.
Without question. And they be the ones who be provoking you the most too. Like they to the point like they'll beg you, like, hit me, bro. Hit me. Come on. What you gonna do? Hit me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, come on, like, why is you even asking for most people? Like I be laughing like this nephew Tommy prank or whatever. I was playing. You might remember I played the one about the move your boat. The guy was like, come on over, we can fight. Don't call the law though, but you can fight. Most black people do not want to deal with the law. Like even us as Hebrews back in the day, when the law used to come around, you know what the law was, right? Back in the day, who the law was?
Slave catch.
No, I'm talking about back in our days, Hebrew. Not the taskmasters with the Egyptians, but like who was considered the law, like after the Egyptians?
The priest.
Levites, the Levites. Oh shit, here come the law.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all got that living, they're living it out. You know what I'm saying? Don't have that. Here come the law. They like nobody, as much as they can be there to enforce the law, sometimes by proxy, it makes them the most hated. It makes them feared not necessarily out of a sign of respect, but sometimes makes them fear was because of what they could do to you. So it kind of like makes people timid to come around. Like, damn, they're gonna hit my head. Let me stand straight. Like, and I see people. I ain't gonna stunt you. I'm guilty of it a little bit because I don't know. Maybe just through oppression, me coming up. Like I be driving and I have my seatbelt on, and I got tents, so you can't even see inside, especially at night. And like the police come, and I act like I make sure I got my seatbelt on. And I'm like, but I'm straight though. Why would I even need to check up on anything when I know I'm legit? The point is, like sometimes you see that law, it just says sometimes it puts a certain amount of oppression or fear that they may have done to you or done to others that you've seen, and it makes you react a certain way. But yeah, I know I used to be like that because I ain't had no license coming up for a while. So every time I see the law, I'm making sure I'm straight 10 and 2, blinkers on and all that. Now that you got your license, a brother might be a little more relaxed, like, oh, well, I'm straight. If you give me a ticket, go ahead and issue it. But the point is, like, sometimes when people see that law, it makes them timid. It makes them move in a certain manner to make sure that they're not breaking the law out of either fear or out of not wanting to deal with that judgment or punishment that comes behind breaking such said law. And that's happened with the priesthood. That's happened with today. And what you're gonna get inside the class. All right, so first, I like to ask the class, are anybody familiar with the patty rollers? Don't all answer at once, but if you could, anybody familiar with the patty rollers? Now, I asked this brother, man, the brother was talking before the class started. He found out what the patty rollers were, but at first he didn't know who or what the patty rollers are. So that's my first question. I'll give you about 20 seconds to type your answer in. Because the patty rollers is important, so to speak. Not necessarily important, but like it is, they play a intricate part of history of what you see today, far as the topic of the class. All right, so no one put anything about the patty rollers. And honestly, it sounds weird, like patty cake. Some people who make stuff at like a pie factory or something like that, the patty rollers. And honestly, it does sound weird, but it is true. So it's live straight. All right. I'm getting questions on the live saying it's freezing.
You to walk right now.
Oh, you on YouTube or you on Facebook? Double check for Facebook when you get a chance. Oh, so it look like it's freezing.
I'm not here.
Is not freezing?
It's too hard.
Maybe mine's just tripping. Okay, no sign across. As long as we're straight. All right, Salaki. All right, so patty rollers. Anybody familiar with the patty rollers? Don't all answer at once. Let me just pull up the patty rollers. Let's see. I got a video I'm gonna play for y'all, of course. Bear with me 1 second. All right, so I'm about to go into the patty rollers. So for those of you who don't know, the patty rollers was more of a way the government used like resources. Let me make this bigger. All right. So I'm gonna click on the patty rollers and read a couple articles, and I'm gonna share some videos. All right, there we go, patty rollers. All right, let me go back and read with y'all. Make sure it's straight on. You still in the book or you back on YouTube?
Oh, I'm back on YouTube.
All right, come on, I'll go to the book. All right, so whatever, I'm sign credits. All right, I'm there. All right, so patty rollers. As y'all can see, it looks weird. Y'all read the title, the patty rollers have returned, but did they ever really leave? Is the question. And my answer to that question is no. Let me try to zoom on this to make it large. Look at that. Anti-slavery alliance. That's Esau or Edom grabbing a Negro, more likely Judite. And you can see the years they got on there. 1839. These people been here occupying in this capacity well before slavery ended and well afterwards. Because when slavery ended, they still had so-called free slaves before slavery ended. And slaves was fulfilling like their duty far as like to get free, far as like working in so many years, or they bought their freedom, quote unquote. So I'm just gonna read a little bit on this article. And of course, it's by the Anti-Justice Mag. All right. So it's in the 19th century, from 1801 to 1899, paddy rollers already existed. But with the advent of growing slave population, they truly came into being. Their purpose was noble, some thought. They were to protect white race from the possible uprising of sneaky, murderous slaves. Now, who does that sound like today? I give y'all a hint. He ran his campaign off this. Who y'all think this is? He ran his campaign off this. So we read it says, go ahead.
Trump
Yeah, what'd he say?
said that the Hispanics were rapists and murderers and drug dealers.
And it galvanized the Americans to do what? Vote for him, to get more arms up, and to look at our brown brothers and sisters in a certain amount of hatred, right? This is an age-old tactic. They've been doing stuff like this. And right here they're saying, like, look at all these slaves. If we don't do nothing, they're gonna murder our babies. They're sneaky murderers. So we need to do something about them. We need to put them back into slavery. We need to come give them more hell, right? So the patty rollers. So it says, murder slaves, they will keep roads free of runways of unapproved slaves. That is, those who are walking freely without a pass from white masters. So let's say your slave master he told you go over to your cousin's plantation, get about, I don't know, 2 or 3 pounds of cotton seeds and bring them back to this plantation. If you go out and do that, these patty rollers will catch you and they will either unalive you or put you inside their own jails. So I didn't create an account, but I just want to show this little piece of evidence about the patty rollers. And then I'm going to go into a little bit more about the slave patrols. All right, so the slave patrols, we're about to discuss, Salakia. From the National Law Enforcement Office of Memorial Funds. Let me share my tab. All right, so slave patrols in early American policing. Let me see what I want to start at. For those y'all who don't know, slave patrols started. It varies from state to state. You got slave patrols that happened in Carolina around the 1700s. Some states started in the 1800s. It varies from state to state parts with the slave patrols. It just depends on how much slavery was going on, as in how many you had, how much were they reproducing, how many were you buying. So it varies from state to state. Oh yeah, no call ID said like, follow, subscribe, and share. No sign Christ. Absolutely like, follow. Yeah, no caller ID. Make sure, let everybody know. Like, follow, share, and subscribe. So we get into like the policing after slavery. And of course, I got a few videos I want to play with y'all. And we'll be discussing briefly about the Tyrese Nichols situation. All right. And for the brother as well, who unalived the cop due to his temporary insanity. All right. I'm gonna keep saying that too. I'm gonna keep saying that for the brother. He was wrong though. But that's what happened. All right. It says, when one thinks about policing in early America, there are a few images that may come into mind. County sheriffs enforcing the debt between neighbors, constables serving of arrest warrants, etc. It says, however, another significant origin of American policing that we cannot forget is the slave patrols. The American South relied on almost exclusively on slave labor, and white Southerners lived near the constant fear of slave rebellions, disrupting the economic status quo. As a result, the patrols were one of the earliest and most prolific forms of urban policing in the South. The responsibility of patrols was straightforward: control the movement and behavior of enslaved populations. Ain't that what they do today? You be outside on the block playing, you be outside at the park playing ball, you just hooping, and they come on and ask, hey, what you doing? Where you at? Now, this ain't me saying they do this now, but I do ask this question. I think it might have stemmed from this. This is me speaking out. This is not no history part, but I'm just speculating where it's come from. Do you ever wonder why when you get pulled over, for whatever reason, you could have been speeding, you could have did a California turn, you could have yielded at a light when you're supposed to come to a complete stop, whatever the case may be. They always ask you where you going.
No, man.
No, why is that? Doesn't matter where I'm going. Like, how you know where I'm going? Like you don't know where I live at, so I can just tell you anything. But why they gotta ask you where you going? If I yield at a goddamn red light and you pull me up to give me a small ticket, why you need to know where I'm going? Doesn't it sound like what we read?
No, God.
Asking control population. Go ahead.
Like they asked me where I'm coming from. Like,
Why? Yeah, like
the slave?
work. Oh yeah, where you work at? Downtown? What part of downtown? Like, hey man, you gonna write this ticket or not? Like you see what I'm saying? Like they always, and then I I don't know that it just sounds just like the training they have today. It's the same when they was treating slaves back then. That's what they were asking slaves based on how the slave patrol started, the policing started.
Oh, wow.
To keep these slaves in check. And who's your master? Where you coming from? Which plantation? What plantation you going to? How much seeds you got? How much seeds of cotton is that? How many carts of apples you got? You know what I'm saying? Like all these stuff they ask you as it don't even pertain to the ticket. I like the ones who fast with it. Cause I caught a goddamn chicken about a week ago, which I'm gonna fight it, of course, because he couldn't tell how close I was. You know, some cars you gotta be like more than like 2 car lengths behind.
Um,
I was coming out of traffic and I was merging over. Police wasn't on him. He wasn't even driving. He was like on the medium, just parked. And, you know, of course, he pulled me over. He said, hey, man, you got your recorder line, you got your license on you? Here you go. Took my license, came back. Hey, you driving too close to this such vehicle. It's not a mission to get, but like, you can either agree or plead not guilty. Gave me a little citation, went on by his business. Now, I like the ones who just say what they got to say. We ain't got to do no talking, no back and forth. Give me this little ticket or citation. I'll fight it later. All that. Well, where you going? You know how fast you were driving? Yeah. You know how close you were? No, man, I'm about 4 car lengths behind. Oh, well, I can tell. Like, I don't like the ones who ask you these unnecessary questions. Like, where you coming from? If I say work, would you know where it's at? Like, all these people be all the time. They always ask you questions that has nothing to do with the reason why they pulled you off. Now, if he got a call on the radio talking about like red Charger with a busted headlight out, was seen leaving during a shootout of these apartments complex going down 65 North, all patrols be advised, and I'm the first charge you see with these description, it will make sense for you to ask me these type of questions of where you coming from, where you going, did you got your license and registration and stuff like that. You would have it if that was the case. But now, not according to this. Like they always ask us ridiculous amounts of questions that don't have nothing to do with the title or with not the title, with the reason why they pulled you over. Like why do you care where I'm coming from? My mama house? Well, where you going? My daddy house? All right, how was your day today? Hey man, no, let's skip the day. It's like, come on, man. Come on, guy, give me the goddamn ticket or no, man. You gonna give me the ticket or you not? You ain't my woman. Like they be asking questions like they your woman or something. Like, what you about to do? No, nothing. I don't know. Who cares? But this is the early form of slave patrol. So for those who don't know, this is how policing, especially the policing of Israel, has always been around. And there's different, I don't want to say origin points, but like there's different marks of when it becomes towards each oppression. Meaning, like, I can break down how it started in America. We can go back to see how it started in Egypt, and we can go back and start see how it started in Rome. There's different origin points as a different certain time frames when policing happened to us. Back then, this was all about keeping these slaves in check, i.e., the patty rollers, i.e., the slave patrols. So these are just some things that I wanted to show y'all real quick. And the reason why is important is because it's going to tie into what happened with Tyrese Nichols. For those of y'all who are inside of law enforcement, if you are the one who believes that you are, if you are the one who believes that you can join the police force because you like to police your own community and you like to be that good voice or be the one who's going to have a little bit of mercy and compassion, all of that sounds really good. The only knock against that is that how long can one whose goodwill survive in a corrupt system? And that's the question you have to ask. If you are a cop and you wanted to police your own people under our oppressors system, how long will you last? That's the question I would ask for anybody that wants to join the police force. Because in Israelite school at UPK, we encourage people, if you can leave the military. Notice I said if you can leave, but because if you quit the military, that could present jail time because you're breaking contracts. If it's inside your contract for you able to leave or retire, then please do. Because you definitely don't want to go fighting for your oppressor, for him to do more tyranny on the earth, for him to do more oppression on the earth. If you work for the police force, go ahead and retire. Go ahead and quit and find yourself something else. Go ahead and start your own security company. Go ahead and start your own, bounty hunting company and only get bounties that's in those Caucasian neighborhoods. Put them back in jail. Get some of those criminals. So like the point is like if you're on these type of forces or task force, SWAT, you name it, FBI, whatever, you name it, you don't want to be part of these systems or these agencies that's inside of a corrupted system. Because how long would you stay uncorruptible? Or not uncorruptible. How long would you stay righteous? It's hard to stay righteous inside of a corrupt system unless you're going to just go against the system. In that case, then you will be breaking the policies of such said company or that you work for. So that's why we always tell people like, nah, if you're in the police force, you must go ahead and quit. You can become an off-duty officer and get, become another you can become like some other company, you know what I'm saying? Like do bodyguard, some private detailing to make ends meet. They definitely like to hire retired off-duty officers. You got a question? You talk. All right, come. So this one I'm gonna pull up real quick. I'm gonna show y'all this. All right, so let me make sure that I see on the stream, y'all. Let me zoom this in for y'all. All right, let me zoom in. So these men right here, right? These brothers joined. So remember, here's what y'all want to. Here's a healthy way to look at the police officers, right? All of them. Look at them about their original title. Patty rollers that sound very feminine and childish, but say slave patrols. Put them in their proper name, slave patrollers. Look at these black slave patrollers, patrolling for massa. Now, I don't know none of these brothers or why they joined the force, but let's just say they wanted to join because of they wanted to police their own community. They wanted to be a difference. They want to be around their own. They feel like they can treat their own better. Let's say the all intent was very moral, very righteous by their own thought process, right? What went wrong was you got righteous men inside of a corrupt system, and it make you do corrupt things. It gave you that sense of power that you never had. Who knows? These brothers could have grew up and never had any power. Now you got some power. Whatever the story is about why they did it to them, but like they definitely that video was very gruesome. The way they beat that brother. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely whatever their reason to start up being on the force, it did not show based on what they did to their brother. And over time, their righteousness could have got drawn down. Cause how many people y'all know really respects black officers? I know me doing security, and I see some black officers, I'm respectful towards them, but the average brother, they see the police, like, oh man, look at this sellout nigga right here. No one respects them. So could you imagine you joining the force? I'm just speaking like for hypothetically for brothers. Could you imagine if you join the force and you always disrespected by your own? And your whole reason was to do this was to show them compassion based on you rather be the black officers dealing with them to talk them down versus a white one. And you're constantly disrespected by them. They constantly talk bad about you. They constantly are afraid to talk to you and deal with you. So you can only imagine about the type of mental state these men could have been in, which they are required to take psychologically a test for on their mental state psychologically. But these men are ones who did evil, and we're gonna get the scripture for that as well. I'm gonna go to Romans 12 and 17. Right. Let me see. Romans 12 and 17. Oh, I got it. All right, Con, let me pull it up for the audience and then you go ahead and read. I don't know if you can read that. Got up there just in case. It looks too wild. All right, go ahead.
The book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 17. Recompense to no man evil for evil.
So what these cops did was a recompense for evil for evil. These men right here, they did evil for evil. It was nothing righteous that they was doing. They did evil for evil, meaning like that with the brother that they beat on, Tyrese Nichols, I don't know him personally, but based on the way he didn't look like your typical street cat. He did not look like a brother with gauges in his ear, like a skateboarder, like one of them preppy kind of boys. Like he did not look like the man that's going to go blow to blow with you. Like a typical street cat. Like he did not look like a YN. Someone that you're gonna have to like be damn near in fear. Like, hey, this YN might just got the blicky on him and he might just up it up on me. He might just shoot first. He might got a switch on that. He might just empty 30 rounds in 0.5 seconds. And out of 30 rounds, if he just waving around like this, he might just hit all of us. Like they was not dealing with nothing like that. That man was pleading. That man was begging. And maybe I should pull up Tyrese Nichols, but I just want to get into these scriptures real quick. You don't do evil for evil. All right, come on, we're gonna go to the next verse. Let me get that with you. Oh, shut me. Next verse.
18.
Come on, go ahead.
Provide things honest in the sight of all men. Verse 18. If it be possible, as much as life in you, live peaceably with all men.
How many of y'all have like? Everybody know the UPK stance. Like we speak on anything that's evil, whether it's our own or domestic or, you know what I'm saying? Like it was our own or foreign. We're gonna speak on it. Now, us, we deal with law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? Like if they live peacefully with all men, like I got pulled over. Hey, you got your license? He didn't ask for no insurance or registration. He wanted just license. Now, here you go, sir. Live peacefully. You know what I'm saying? You can be respectful. You can have manners. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be like, man, why the hell you pulled me over now? I ain't even do nothing. And I'll be at peace. You match energy for energy sometimes. Like be at peace. You don't need to always have so much aggression. Remember, like they at this point when they pull you over dealing with you, they got the ups on you. You at a disadvantage. So you got to think just strategically behind the enemy line, so to speak. But the most part, we live in peace. Sometimes we got to go out and speak camp. We had to deal with certain law enforcement. Hey, we're gonna be out here doing a speaking. Just to make sure everything is clear on our side of things. That's why I said, if it be possible, as much life in you, live peacefully. You don't have to be like, oh, they go 12 right there. Look at this pig right here when they're coming around. Like you don't have to do such. You don't have to do everything that you feel or how you feel about law enforcement. So that's why Scripture says, if it be possible, like be at peace. Like you don't have to always be at their head. You know, I always had to be so aggressive. You know, have to always be so having the mentality of this is war, which you got to be at war, but like there's a time and a place to have out your sword. There's a time and place to put it away. And right now we have our swords put away, but we also have them ready to defend ourselves.
Oh, wow.
So, and Tyrese Nick was trying to be at peace at that time. He was trying to be at peace, and they decided that they wanted to do evil for evil, and they got off. However, here's a sidebar. Here's how we know that there's a difference between black versus white. When someone white kills us, that's an act of war. What these brothers did to Tyree is just violence. Where's the major uproar? You know how to hear it, do you? It came and went away. Now, what happened with George Floyd? Oh, that was talked about for ages. What happened with Sandra Bland? That was talked about. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a sidebar to show and prove that when someone outside of our own, it's an act of war, and it hurts that much more. Because sometimes people like to keep it like as a blanket nutshell, talking about police brutality, that police kill us and get away. Well, someone black killed us and they're police, but you don't hear that major uproar. It's because that was considered a crime to us. That was not an act of war. That's just a sidebar. All right, let me just go ahead.
But that's like it might be kind of sad.
No, go ahead.
So, say you in the you at the slavery or in the world per se. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
And you joking with niggas. Like, is it cool to joke and how we joke with the brothers, like with brothers in the world?
What you mean?
Like,
give an example. When you say joking,
like say, you know how we sometimes we let it loose, we kicking it, joking,
come on.
joking to the whatever. With people in the world, do you think if we are too lenient per se or too jokingly, you think it's kind of like,
What do you mean, like joking? Like, if you could you provide an example or make up one?
all right, so I'm gonna make up one. So we sitting here joking on each other. Right?
We joking, like we talking about, we checking. Like, oh, being here, that nigga, you know what I'm saying?
See somebody walking down the street, man, this nigga, back at this nigga head, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
say,
okay.
say something like that.
Okay.
But with people in the world, but that's like a bad example.
No, okay. Do they know you?
What you mean?
Okay, like I see what you're saying. Now what you want them to see is, okay, I give you two. In the truth, right? I'm gonna say for ones who know you and for ones who don't. Some people don't know, they don't know how he is. Meaning like they're thinking like we just these uppity ups. Oh, they go these Bible thumping ass niggas who yell at people on the streets. Like they don't see us they don't see us like outside the truth. And actually, no. I understand. I mean, all right. So our whole point is to show people like, hey, we keep the laws of the Bible, right? But we regular niggas too. So like, we can go out to the club. You know, it's not unlawful. We go out to the club, but how we conduct ourselves there is the biggest difference. Like a brother step on our shoe, hey, yo, Slock, excuse you. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, excuse you. All right, no sweat, man. It's just dirt on my foot. You know what I'm saying? I just wipe it on off. It ain't worth me breaking your nose. It ain't worth me being shot outside this club. So that's how we separate things, like what we do afterwards. My brother can drink some strong, and we trying to get too carried away. And a brother want to holler at some girls and talk to some girls. What we say in UPK? Hey, it's Slocky. You got a man? Yeah, I got a man. Also, no stresses. I ain't mean to bother or disturb you. Oh, well, I don't. Next time they spit their game. So, like, we talk to women, we go out, we party, we have a good time. It's just that how we conduct ourselves inside of these things we do in the world. Now, as it pertains to like joking is just a joke. Like we do comedy, we go to comedy shows, we tell some jokes. It's just that you want them to be able to see you. When a man look at a brother in UPK, he should see him differently versus see everybody else in the world. Oh, no. That's just the main thing. Like they should not be able to tell you you're the same as everybody else. You should always be able to stand out. And that's even with family. Like with my family, we joke all the time still. We still joke. Now it's just that they know that the main difference that they see is no holidays, no birthdays, no Mother's Day, no Father's Day. He never really ate pork. He don't eat shrimp, crab, or lobster. So it's kind of like, oh, this is my brother. He just don't deal with holidays, and he believe he's a Jew. That's it. Ain't nothing else really changed outside of that. Now, if his brother's a slave, like, hey, man, nigga, knock over here, man. What up? What up, Carrot Top? The Blackbirds. Hold up, man. Hold on, little fool. Who you talking to? Like brothers should be able to see you, be able to be human. If you get what I'm saying. Because now sometimes you see like, oh, that's them niggas on the corner. They already are afraid of us. They already admire us and they already look at us and be timid around us. So it's good to show them that you can be down to earth. It's good to show them that, hey, look, we regular niggas like y'all too. Like, we just follow the laws of God. So there's no problem, but like you definitely don't want it to be like not too many can she better joke with you. Like let it be like only brothers that really know you. Unless y'all just grew up in the world and they always been cool like that. Cause like I got some friends that's in the world. I like last year I went to a wedding for one of my partners in the world. So um they should always see you as a certain light and have a certain amount of respect for you. Oh. But it definitely, if you want to joke, yeah, joke with them. Now, certain type of jokes should be like, hey, you know that some jokes might be a little bit too much. Like you don't want to be like, man, I used to have some inappropriate jokes in college. Like some jokes shouldn't be tolerated. Some jokes we used to joke about in college, and it refers to saying. You see how people joke like that. So you don't want to have inappropriate jokes. Let it still be somewhat tasteful. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's not tasteful, not on an essay tip, let's say it was just something damn near provocative or something like that. It shouldn't be said out loud. Like it shouldn't be. You don't want nobody to hear the joke and think that you're serious. Be like, oh, he's just put on a facade.
Yeah, oh God.
You know, like for example, because people might not see it. Like we might just talk, but people might not see it. You might say something like, "Man, you're looking at y'all, man, you're a priest," and people looking at you, and they be like, man." You might say something like, "Man, these hoes ain't loyal. All these skeezers right here." They might be like, "Oh man, he run through all these bitches right here. He getting all these girls. He sleeping with this chick and that chick, and he throwing them away." Not knowing that your wife just pissed you off. You just been to another brother like, man, these hoes don't piss me off.
Yeah, oh God.
You know what I'm saying? So like, another brother might hear you say that and not understand what you were really saying.
Oh God.
So I definitely want to know where that line should be drawn. Go ahead.
So like that's kind of what I was touching on. Like we know if we joking like that in here, we know we ain't serious about it. You know what I'm saying? But if other brothers in the world here, it's like that's what I'm like, maybe you shouldn't let loose around other brothers in the world per se, because they might miscrew some stuff.
You know the scripture what I'm talking about? Well, don't be a stumbling block.
Oh God, yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh God.
Like if you know that you saying a certain joke in front of a brother and he might struggle with that by not knowing, then don't be that stumbling block to that brother.
Oh.
You gotta know who you can and can't joke with.
Oh.
And that's even with men in here in the UPK. You do know that there's a high ranking officer, a captain, a general. So like one brother can say to a general they can be joking, but you can't say it to him. Or I can't say it to him. Like some people you can joke with, some people you can't. I give you an example inside of Nashville. I'm gonna do a ranking order. There's Captain Thorrock, then there's Officer in the Shock, right? You know, Cap ranks Officer in the Shock. There's some jokes that I can say to Captain Thorrock, I can't even say to the Shock.
Oh God.
You get what I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Now, why is it that I can say it to a higher ranking man, but not this man? Not all people joke the same. Not all people find certain things funny. So it also falls in line with the scripture about knowing the men that labor amongst you. Who can I really joke around? Like I can joke. Like I said, I can't joke around you like this way, but I just say it like this. There's some jokes in a joking manner, of course, that I can do or say towards Captain Thara and Hakola that I cannot or have not done to any other type of brother. Only because we just have that understanding that we can joke around and it not be offensive to one another. No. I give you one more example. For us from Nashville, I'm not sure if you came up like this, but like we used to cuss a lot. And we used to call each other like bitches or like, hey, what up, bitch? What you doing, my nigga?
Yeah.
Whole ass nigga. We just joking up and mean nothing about it. Oh, the Shock would play nothing. He wouldn't play like that. You can't even play him a attempt or something like that. Or Karyala.
Yeah.
You couldn't joke with him like that. But someone like Hakola, he might laugh and joke. We grew up like that. Like certain people, look at it like this. You're desensitized to it. Like it's not offensive to you because that's just how brothers talk that you grew up around. So like it didn't bother you. You can always decipher if it had like any hostility towards it. So you got to know who you can and can't joke with, or who's going to get offended. So but yeah, like I always say, like shit, I always joke. I always say like little subtle jokes. I give you one last example. Your brother, he started joning on, so I joned back. Now, at some point, you'll be able to find out that you can joke with certain brothers. Like the Shock would accept certain jokes. Karyala, he's just a different breed. He just ain't the funny type. So people don't really joke that much with a Karyala. But you can joke with Harak. You can joke with Sabak. You could joke with Lakamuan. Certain brothers can take jokes. Some brothers can't. And then when I just met you, your first day, you was a young man. You decided you want to joan on me too. So guess what? I joaned back. So use it as an example. Like some men can joke based on a certain type, long as it's not too provocative. Too personal, too provocative. So you definitely gotta know the men that live amongst you. So I know that Kabashwan can joke, Hakawala can joke. I can joke. So you definitely want to know like who you can and can't joke with and what type of jokes that's always important. Like I had a rib and it's a little bit personal. She might be watching, she might not be. Now to me, I was joking, but this woman got mad. This broad got mad and hung up in my face and all that because I joked about a puppy. A little puppy bit her leg, or like a little walk about, little puppy, little pocket bullet. It bit her leg, and I was talking to my partner. I said, "Yeah, partner, her little evil devil bit on her leg." Just joking or whatever. She got mad, got offended. Point is, not a lot of people can joke. Man, you gotta know who you can and can't joke with. That's what people in the world and outside the world. But I say, shit, hey, go to jokes. I say, throw them. Like if you're the person who love the joke, I would say test it. Like, just see, I ain't gonna say what you can get away with, but like just see what is considered too far.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well, like I keep saying one more example. Lakamuan can go a little bit too far to certain brothers. Yeah. So it just depends on that brother. You know what I'm saying? If you type you want to joke, shit, I say, if especially if a brother in the world, just have like a little sit down, just check the temperature. What kind of jokes he feel is acceptable, like or how he view people if they would say a joke. Like I don't since I've been in the truth, I don't really make women jokes anymore. So I never tried, but I'll joan on a brother. Like if he want to throw some hot ones, I'll throw something back. But I never joan on a brother. So I would definitely say you always want to check and see how what brother's vibe is at, like how they really feel and what's going on.
Oh wow.
Yeah, let them brothers know, like, hey, it's just, hey, if I offended you, put them to side, apologize and whatnot. That's what you could do to a brother in the world. If you said a joke and you see that he was offended, you be the one to go put him to the side, like, hey, listen, man, I realize the joke I said was inappropriate to you, or you feel offended. Like, I just want to apologize to you, brother. It was not my intentions to offend you. And he might say, like, oh, damn, this nigga in the UPK, this nigga Hebrew, he apologized to me. He might be a cool type of brother. But I ain't gonna stunt to you. I used to love the joke. It's just that me coming in here, some brothers don't joke. You know what I'm saying? Like some brothers just look like business all the time. Like when have you ever seen Captain Car smile? You seen Cesario smile and laugh all the time. Brothers got different demeanors. Now I've seen them smile before and laugh, but my point is like you gotta know who you can and can't. Well, not every brother's the same.
Okay.
Sure. And I hope that answers your question. Let's finish this scripture real quick. We're going 18. Let's see what's on 19.
We were at 18.
Oh yeah. Oh, let's get to 19. We already Salaki. We read 18 already, right?
Yeah, come on.
Let's hit 19.
Come on. In the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourself.
Oh what?
Avenge not yourself.
Man, that brother who lost his son saw a cop at a traffic light at a stop, decided to floor it and run him over and unalive that police officer. This applies to this brother right here. You cannot go out and get vengeance for yourself. Vengeance, him doing that, it robbed the Most High of his vengeance. It robbed the Most High, and he don't want to rob God. He robbed the Most High of the vengeance he wanted to have. Oh, keep going.
Come on. But rather give place unto wrath. For it is written.
It is what?
It is written.
And this is the old times. They tell like way back when we've been taught this by our Father, the Most High. Keep going.
Vengeance is mine.
It belongs to who?
Vengeance is mine.
To that father who had temporary insanity.
Vengeance is mine.
Any brother who wants to gather up arms to fight the police officers.
Vengeance is mine.
Keep going.
I will repay.
He will what?
Repay.
Not to anybody who wants to get guns.
Repay.
Not to you who just losing your mind and having insanity.
Repay.
Keep going.
Saith the Lord.
Said who?
The Lord.
Not yourself.
The Lord.
So this scripture right here is to let everyone know, like, it's one thing to defend yourself. If something happens to you and you went thinking and meditated on it and decided you want to plan and to go out and do something, you are not allowed to seek vengeance. This is something we cannot do, because vengeance is the Lord's, and you don't want to rob the Most High of that. You don't want to do that. So it's like real quick, a brother named Vaughn, I believe it was a brother or someone named Vaughn. He said COs is more corrupt than the actual police. That's a good one. I would have to look into like these statistics of it based on COs compared to cops. They are quite a few crooked ones, but the only pushback I would give to you on that comment is that the patty rollers and slave patrols been around much longer than the COs. That's the major pushback. So that by proxy, I have to give it to the patty rollers. But hey, they are corrupt. Like there's a lot of stuff going on inside that jail, and surely I will be doing a breakdown on that as well. Not so much the history of jail, but like just the history of it in the states, about how much money they make off the private sector and how big business those jails are. But yeah, you are hitting on something that they are pretty crooked. Like I know a few people who's given testimonies and stories about COs, and we see it all the time. It's always, I'm not saying the men don't get caught, but it's always the women that get caught. She always getting there. You always hear about some woman getting married in the jail cell. Some CO woman getting married in jail. You always hear about that. Every now and then you see some low life. Just think about, I would do sidebar. If there's a male CO sleep with a woman that's incarcerated, he's a no woman getting ass individual.
No, right.
If a woman sleep with a man that's a CO, she should know that he don't get no girls. You got to go all the way down. Like you had to skip the club, you had to skip the grocery store, you had to skip the gas station, you got to skip whatever women parade at. And you got to go to where she's incarcerated, where you have to give her food. She got to ask you for like women hygienic products. She got to go to you for damn near everything. That's the only woman you can get to sleep with. Any man that's a CO that sleep with a prison, which is state property, is a low life, filthy piece of garbage. And any woman that would get her rocks off, because they're gonna do it, because they want to get their rocks off, especially if they're not part of the LGB. She gonna get her rocks off, but she should know that he's a filthy piece of trash. Like he cannot get no girls. He's a lame. He's damn near a virgin. He's a virgin. Like I'm trying to think of something that could sound so disrespectful, like to any woman that knows a man that sleeps with female prisoners or women that's incarcerated. She should look at him like trash. Like, nigga, you trash is up. Like, I'm trying to think of something I can say over these airways without getting checked. Like, that nigga is. Which I'm get to women in a second. The men, like, you can't get no girls. You got to go to a jail to get some. Like, how trash are you? Like, you can get no vagina. You don't know what it means like to go out on a hunt. Like, you're worse than the men, which they are worse, but you're worse than the man who pays for it. You're worse than the guy who pays for prostitution. At least he's saying, like, hey, look, I ain't got time to deal with you. Here go your money, and let's go to these bed chances you can leave. Like, this guy got to go to state property where she don't have no choice but to be there.
She's down bad.
She down bad. Like, and then you can read her charge. You gotta go get a woman that's down bad. She got to do about, they doing 1129. She got to do about 5 years in the pen. She was once a stud. They end up licking. They end up scissoring. You got to get this down bad, bro. She ain't here for God knows what. She done what? Took some dope charges. She done, stabbed her boyfriend to death. Like, you can easily read their charge. Like, any man that was sleeping with a woman that's incarcerated is a filthy piece of garbage. Now, back to the women. We hear this all the time, and this is to Vaughn who's talking about the CEOs being corrupt. Yeah, like they are pretty corrupt, but like we always hear stories about women being coerced, and I don't say usually. Let me check the statistics on it, but let me just give you my personal opinion. The ones I've heard about or known of was like the man went to jail. He talked to some woman, got her to apply to that jail, and then he got his business going on. So I have seen those instances where like you do it that way. And then sometimes some of these women, they run all these brothers and they just overwhelmed. They the same way, but not as much as the men. Because some of these women like just got enticed. Like he just enticed her. Like he in jail, but he about to get out. Like whatever reason a woman would say, but like she down bad too, but like not as bad as the brothers. They down bad. Like women, any man asleep with a woman is in jail, and she's down bad. He's worse. He can't get no draws. He's a loser. He's a loser.
Like,
Go ahead.
it's funny because I just seen a post where brothers was mad because the brother in jail had recorded. Yeah, I get down,
Yeah.
CEO, whatever. And he recorded, and they like, why do niggas keep doing it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Niggas get it. And it seemed like them the type of brothers, because granted, in the men's penitentiary, some of them niggas get money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they get it.
Oh, they
get some
getting it.
money. So it's easier for them to entice.
Man, what you said,
Mhm.
they getting it by the busload. So I ain't gonna stunt to you. Like some of them brothers is getting more money than niggas out here on the streets.
Come on.
And I was looking at like, yeah, damn, like prices went up that high. They were like, yeah. I'm hearing them talk prices. I'm like, what they say they charge for the QP? On the streets they might say like $80. They tell me they getting $400. I'm like, what on lockdown? And like, like they talking about they getting money out there. And some of it, not all the time just be just, dope money, but usually it's what it is. But yeah, they that's crazy work. Like they getting money out there. Let's go to one more verse. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus. Let's go to 16. Yeah, we'll do 16. Ecclesiasticus 7 and 16. Yeah, that's crazy. It's down bad. I don't know a man that slept with a woman that's in jail. But if I ever meet a brother and he talked and he shared a story that with me, I'm gonna talk so funky about him to his face. Nigga, you a piece of trash. No, nigga, you worse than there's nothing, actually there's nothing worse, but like there's like pedophiles, they're on my top list of like scumbags. But a man who sleeps with somebody that's in jail, he's close to it. He like 2 or 3 notches underneath. Like he down bad his damn self. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 16. Number not thyself among the multitude of sinners.
Man, for the brother that lost his life and to the point like his father had temporary insanity, decided to take matters to his own hands. You gotta not be around sinners. And for those who are watching, hear me clearly on this one. So you're gonna understand like the position of why men in the UPK don't really kick with people in the world. There's one thing to do it in a certain manner of like uh periodically something in that nature. You will see men in the UPK hang with people in the UPK more than their own family. Outside of them going back home to like their wives and kids. Here's the reason why. Number not thyself among the multitude of sinners. Some of y'all are just sinners. And we will not, and we do not want your judgment affecting us. Meaning this, to the brother who traps all the time, how would you hang with him? Would you go to his house all the time? Or would you tell him come see you? Or would you tell him meet you at the mall? Or to the woman that smokes weed all the goddamn time. No, let's say she smoked weed and she popped pills or something like that. Would you tell them to ride with you? Hop in your car. What happens if she getting high all the goddamn time? You get pulled over, and the cops be like, "I smell weed. Let me stop. Let me search and do some other nonsense to you." In the midst of that searching, let's say they find something. They might take her down. They might take you down, or this bloodthirsty cop might decide, "Well, this a drug dealer. Let me unalive him." The first wrong move he makes, the first fast twitch he makes. Let me tell him reach for something, and in the midst of reach for something, I am fear of my life when I shoot him. The reason why you shouldn't hang around with sinners, because let's finish that scripture.
No, God.
Well, hold on before I let you finish that. The reason why you don't want to hang with sinners is because of that judgment might happen to you. It's the reason why we in UPK, we just don't, can I use these words? People who F around, if you F around, you're gonna F around and find out. Like we don't want to mess around and find out. Like I know exactly what it means to be out trapping, what it means to be out robbing, what it means to be like to be carrying something that you should not be doing. I know exactly what it feels like, what it looks like, and what happens afterwards. I am by no means am trying to get harassed by the patty rollers. I by no means is trying to be harassed by Taquan or the brother with a gator on because he see that you took from him last week, so he got some get back. I ain't trying to find that out. I am not trying to mess around and find out anything. I will defend myself, but I don't want your judgment coming to me. That's what happened with the brother's son. He was hanging with some people, they high speed chasing, and he was just around a wrong crowd of people. Like you don't want to be around these type of people because you don't want their judgment to affect you. So some people might say, well, I might snort a little powder, I might smoke a little weed. What harm is that? The harm is that someone can smell it. And here's a kicker. Let's say they catch the weed, they catch the little powder in your car, right? Let's say you had some weed on and you drop a bud or two in your car. They might say it's a little misdemeanor, but it's enough for them to harass you enough. It's enough for them to lock you up. And they don't always have to let you take the charge. That's the part that's the part Black people don't understand. When the law pulls you over, when the patty rollers, the slave patrols pull you over, and there's illegal substance inside the car, or something illegal, period. And someone says, let's say it's 3 passengers. Let's say passenger, the non-driver say, hey, this right here, this is mine. This is all this illegal substance is mine. This illegal firearm is mine. All of it's mine, sir. The officer does not have to let him take the charge. He found it in the vehicle. He can charge the whole vehicle and let the courts decide later who's belonged to. That's what people fail to realize. They don't have to say, he don't have to believe me. He don't have to take me as his word. They usually do, but they're not at liberty to say, I know exactly who it belongs to because he said it. Well, you said it was yours, but I found it in the front seat, but you said it in the back seat. Who car does it belong to? That's what we're going to charge. Now, sometimes they get to say, well, whose is it? If don't nobody claim it, I take all your down. It just depends on the patty roller. If you're allowed to take the charge, then patty roller showed you some mercy because he got his rocks. He got his bloodthirst. He got the one he want to take down. All right, let's keep going on the last part of that scripture.
Oh God. But remember, that wrath will not tarry long.
It won't be long, y'all. It will not be much longer. All right, so I got one more video I want to play for y'all. And it's something real short, real short.
That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast.
To understand slave patrols, it's important to understand the slow development of the state's intervention in maintaining slave society, beginning with simply passing laws that would restrict the activities of slaves, and then laws on their own being insufficient, authorizing any adult white man to enforce those laws, but then the reliance on individual action proving insufficient, forming into this body called the slave patrols that were an offshoot of the militia and worked as kind of a voluntary compulsory organization, meaning that participation was mandatory, but it wasn't a professional outfit. That provided a way of making the entire white male population directly involved in maintaining the slave society.
Sidebar real quick. One of the reasons why I'm playing this video is because some of you blacks out there don't want to believe it because what I'm bringing out to you comes from a nigga. So I'll give it to you by a white man.
As industrialization came to the South and there were larger slave populations in southern cities, the slave patrols moved similarly into the city. And there they became professionalized, and very quickly their duties expanded and they became a body that we would immediately recognize as a modern police force.
Overseer, 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 officer. Yeah, officer from overseer.
Man, we as Israel, we have seen too many task force, too many police officers, too many patty rollers, too many slave patrollers. Like, we're tired of security, goddamn. We're tired of law enforcement. Slime.
You need a little clarity? Check the similarity.
And now, 200 years later, the basic function of the police is largely the same. It's maintaining the stratified nature of the society.
He said 200 years later, the basic function of the police, the patty rollers, the slave patrollers, is basically still the same. No one black should ever be a police officer. If you are, quit/retire immediately.
Both in terms of race and class.
If you look at the whole concept of white supremacy and how that fits into the counterinsurgency on a historical basis, of course, the oldest terrorist organization in the United States, which is the Ku Klux Klan, that was a group that was founded right after the Civil War to inflict terror against the African people in the United States who had been newly freed from slavery and who were beginning to try to organize. And then as you move on into the 20th century and the civil rights movement began to develop, the Klan and other groups would work alongside the police, whether it was local police or whether it was sheriff's departments, and they would work together to inflict terror, to restrain the movement, the organizing against white supremacy.
There you have it. So, the police after slavery, it was the police before slavery. It has never ended. And as long as America is still up and running, it will never end until our king comes back. All right, anybody got any more questions? All right, all right, with that, I'm Priest Nasser Daraka, the Israelite School of UPK. Started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohanan. So what we know about the police since slavery? The patty rollers. They initially came into effect to keep our numbers down and to harass us, to make sure we don't grow too popular, too strong, because they felt that we was murderous. They felt that like we're going to grow strong. The same way the Egyptians thought. But our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
And no black man, Hispanic, or Native American should ever join the police force. Why? Because they're slave patrollers. That's for the slave owners. And that's for those who want to do harm to us. And if you want to do right by your community, how about you join the UPK and let's wake up the lost sheep of the 12 tribes of Israel. And with that, I say shalom.